Yo, what's good, world? You've just stepped into the most dangerous intersection in the culture. This is the Cold Corner Rap Podcast. I'm your host, Cav, and we're here to give you the unfiltered truth. We're talking GOAT status. Who's really holding the crown? And which rappers are just coasting on a name? From the hottest bars to the beats that defined an era, nothing is off limits. The polls are open, the mic is hot, and the takes are ice cold. Grab your coat, it's time to get into it.
Yes, sir. What's going on, people? Rap fans worldwide. This is the Cold Corner Rap Podcast, man. And it's been a long time coming. Got a great show planned for you tonight. Load of debates, hot topics in this rap game of ours. But listen, man, let's introduce the panel. To my left, Taron, aka BBK Sports. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, brother. That intro was cold, you know. I'm not gonna lie. That was a little bit of rhythm and poetry. Imagine that. Big you up for that, man. That was good, bro. Yeah, I'm good, man. Big up D, man. Big up Shawn. Of course, you know, sports and music intrinsically linked, so I dabble in both of them. So yeah, man, I'm honored to be here to talk some rap music with you, absolute legends.
Big up, man. That's good, man. Yo, Shawn, how you doing, sir? How's things?
I'm good. Tired with the children then, but I'm good. I'm here to talk about some hip hop, some rap, see where, some rap legend stuff and see how it goes. You know what I mean? So my first ever kind of podcast still, so.
Yeah, it's a debut, innit? Debut. Yeah, why not debut, man? Debut here, right here, man.
I'm just hoping my iPad just don't drop off this corner right now, right? I'm trying to.
You'll be good, man. You'll be good. And my fellow Rockefeller, D man, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here. So thanks for the invite. Good to be, on a different pod, different from the football talk for once. So yeah, man, ready to get into it. Some hip hop talk, man. I'm ready for it, man. Ready.
Yeah, we don't want football talk today anyway. We allow the football talk today.
Trust me. Well, listen, man. We might as well get straight into it. Let's not hold back, man. And I've got a few questions that I want to ask. We can get into discussions about each one. And yeah, man, we're going to start off with interesting topic that I want to ask everyone. Basically, I want to ask, what is your favorite rap album of all time and why? Also, is the greatest rap album about lyricism, cultural impact, or how well it ages? Now, I know there's a lot of artists with a lot of so-called classics. The names that we throw out there, the Nas, the Jay-Z's, the Biggies, the Tupacs, etc., Rakims. Let me come to you first, BBK, man. I know you're a big hip hop fan. We're all around similar generation of rap, so I don't think any of our favorite artists will be like someone like NBA YoungBoy or that era. So, but yeah, BBK, man, what are you saying? What would you say is your favorite rap album of all time? It doesn't have to be your favorite artist, but your favorite album.
You know what's crazy? Like I was turning the house upside down looking for the actual CD because I just moved houses in the summer and I was gonna have the actual CD and hold it up. You know what I mean? I just couldn't find it. My favorite rap album of all time is not from my favorite rapper. My favorite rap album of all time is Stillmatic, Nas, 2000.
Stillmatic.
Yeah. Stillmatic was my favorite album, and Nas wasn't even my artist. I messed with Nas like since 91 and on. Stillmatic was my favorite because the question that you put on the screen when you talk about what makes a great album, the lyrics and all that. I think it's all of that. It's kind of like what we talk about football when you have what makes a world-class player. It's not one thing. It's a bunch of cultural impact, the tech, the ability to control games and all that stuff. But like the time in 2001 when Stillmatic came out, Nas was like a sleeping giant. Nas was there and thereabouts, but Jay-Z had no business going bothering him. He was sleeping doing this thing over here. And then Hov did a Summer Jam concert, performed Takeover, and completely just made this man realize that I'm still the lyricist from 1991. I'm still the dude that you bite my style in some of your raps. And just went at him like no one else in the game would go at Jay-Z like that at the time. You know what I mean? That was like the coming off. We were only like 3 years off the back of the Biggie Tupac murder. Everyone was like, yo, these two hip-hop giants are going at it. This could get dangerous. But it was battle for battle, bar for bar, that song. And Stillmatic, apart from Ether and Got Yourself a Gun, bro, that album had some bangers on there. That was the first time I heard the dude rap backwards. He told him, we already knew Nas was talented. Man made a song called Rewind.
Yep.
It told a story backwards. It was number 6 on the track. That's the best song on the album. It was never released. So it's stuff like that. Like, unless you're a hip-hop head and the lyricism and all that stuff that you actually go with, that album had everything. Man, it had the party bangers, had the beef, the slaying, and then it had the I'm gonna show you that I can separate myself from anyone lyrically with some of the songs that was on that album, man. Stillmatic, all-time favorite for me. Classic album. One of the best albums never heard.
BBK, would you say that Stillmatic is a no-skip album? Because some people define classics as albums that are you can't skip. Every track is a banger. Longevity, stands the test of time. Do you think Stillmatic's got all of that?
If you're into lyricism, you wouldn't skip. You know what I mean? But you wouldn't be into Nas unless you're into lyrics. You know what I mean? I never skipped a Nas track. I never skipped a Jadakiss track, but Jadakiss is my favorite rapper, so I'm biased that way. But there were Biggie tracks that I skipped. You know what I mean? Like, I'm big, that one's cool. Yeah. But Stillmatic, it checked all the boxes for me. You may not have checked the boxes where it sold, like, because 2001 was the time when we were still selling records, still selling CDs. It didn't sell as well as even the Blueprint 3 or whatever Blueprint. I think that was a Blueprint, the first one that he was competing with Jay-Z one. Yeah, so commercially it didn't do as well as people thought, but for me, it checked all the boxes, man. Just an all-time great album from an all-time great rapper.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, Stillmatic, I did like Stillmatic. I think I prefer
Godson.
I'm not sure if I prefer Godson.
Stillmatic was levels of. Godson was my album. I'm best with Godson.
The thing with Stillmatic here, I think it was a great album. Yeah. Where it's a classic, I think that's more the fact that it came off the back of that Jay-Z Nas beef in it with Ether and all that stuff. I thought the first half of the album, classic. Towards the end, I thought it kind of tailed off a little bit. You got that track with is that the one with the track with A. Marie on it? He tried to do the I Rule the World retake.
That was the no.
Is that on the album?
No. If you're going towards the end of Stillmatic, you would have heard a song called "The Flyest Gangsters" with AZ. That was number 10.
Bad Boy. But him and AZ are the greatest. They're the greatest combo. Him and AZ are the greatest. They are the greatest combo. They don't miss.
The song with A. Marie was a song called "Rule." They had remix when they said "Everyone Wants to Rule the World."
That's the one.
The one. Yes.
I mean, really.
That was the hook for A. Marie, but the bars that Nas spit on that track was
it came off a bit corny. I don't know for me, but great album. Very great, but it came off the back of Blueprint, and to me, it don't chat the Blueprint, in my opinion. Yeah, it don't. But I respect it. It is a great album. It
is a great album. I mean, like you said, the flyest one. That's one mic and all that. But then I think tracks like I'm just looking now. Tracks like My Country.
That's it.
But that's Nas though. That's what Nas does.
Yeah, but that don't excuse him, bro. That don't excuse him, bro.
But that album still, it even had Destroy and Rebuild when he took another shot at Jay. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah. That's a good tune. That's a good tune. Yeah, yeah.
That's really true.
yeah.
That's
it
when he
was-
went. That's when he went up Nature and Cormega and everyone. Basically, everyone in Queens, isn't it?
Yeah.
As
So-
well.
I just used to put my little Discman on, my headphones, and walk to school to this, bro. You know what I mean? It's like the Blueprint Blueprint is a top album, you know, and anyone who tells me that the Blueprint was better than Stillmatic gets no argument. That's just your preference. You know, it's like 1A and 1B, but yeah, man, Stillmatic was just Nas was, everyone expected Jay-Z to roll him over because Takeover was a bad boy tune. Boy tune. But the way he punched back was like, yeah, this is the Nas that we knew from 1991. You know what I mean? But there was some gap there because Nas had been in the game for 10 years. Jay-Z came in 96. So Jay-Z even referenced that in the line. You've been in the 10, I've been in the 5. Bad boy.
Nas.
But the way Nas hit back, and the Ether was recorded the day after. Matter of fact, that night, the night Takeover was released, he recorded Ether that night, and it was released on Hot 97 that night. So it's not like he needed 4 or 5 days to coordinate this. Mike was like, yeah, I'm going for him.
I don't know if you heard that he really the version of Ether that was released isn't the
original
version,
the
original. I heard the original is
that when he
10
mentioned
times.
he mentioned like Aaliyah and stuff and all that stuff in the original. I've heard that version. It's cold though. It's dark. It is dark.
Yeah, that's Jay-Z.
Because Jay-Z came back on the back end of it when Jay-Z made Super Ugly.
Super Ugly.
Was another he had referenced some of the stuff that Nas said in the other version.
Blueprint 2, his tune Blueprint 2, when he addresses Nas again and Jungle and that's cold, bro. I don't care anyway. That version was
cold. But he needed that was a whole 2 years later. So he had time. He had time, you know. So it was cold. The production in that song was fire as well. Yeah. But he had 2 years. Nas had 2 hours and hit him with Ether.
Fair dude.
Like there are kids who don't know their ABC in New York that was singing Ether word for word, 5 minutes, rapping, and can't spell their names, but they knew Ether because everyone was playing Ether, bro. Ether became a verb. You got ethered whenever you got bodied. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true. It's true. Man, let's go with you, man.
You know what? Like similar to BBK, my favorite album doesn't come from my favorite artist. And similar to BBK, my favorite album comes from Nas. Yeah, so mine is Illmatic.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, that is the greatest hip hop album of all time, and it's yet to be topped. And I got onto it a bit late in it because my brother was telling me about Nas, and I knew about Nas, but he was telling me about Illmatic from Time or whatever. Well, I knew his other albums before that. Then I went back to Illmatic. But to me, personally, there's zero skips on that album. Yeah. And you mentioned the flyest with AZ. To me, Illmatic has the greatest feature verse in hip hop history in Life's a Bitch. AZ's verse on Life a Bitch. Me personally, that's yet to be topped. The only verse that comes close to it is Malice's verse on I'm Not You. Yeah, on Lord Willis.
I hear it.
Yeah. To me, AZ's verse in there is cold. And don't go Nas's verse is cold as well, but AZ's levels, bro. But the whole album got some of my favorite tracks on there, Memory Lane. It's got anthems on there, New York State of Mind as well. You know, he's got the storytelling on One Love and stuff like that, bro. From start to finish, and like it's only 10 or 12 tracks or something like that. Like, yeah,
10 tracks.
To me, 10 tracks. To me, that is perfection. Yeah, very few albums come close to it, but to me, that's the perfect album. And you know, it didn't sell the most. I think that sold the least of his catalog. I think it was, but it to this day, people talk about that album to this day, and the quality of that album, and the fact that he's got the production from Large Professor. I think Pete Rock's on there as well. You know,
Primo's on there, Q-Tip.
You know, before they, and these are the original when they were original producers that they're not coming to the game, but you know what I mean, not well established as they are now, but they gave Nas their best work, and he delivered, man. To me, that's a staple in hip hop history, man. Illmatic for me.
Another reason why I love Stillmatic, because he named the album Stillmatic for a reason. That this was the chance to remind the world that I still got it while going up against this giant. And I'm gonna show you.
And it's true because people will be able to reach them heights again. You know what I mean? And you talk about the it was written after that, which I think is underrated. But you know, he's had some questionable albums in his catalog, and then he went away for a little bit, so people are still questioning. But they're always gonna compare him to the Illmatic days, yeah. And don't get me, he's gone on a great run since, a late run since. But that album there, they say your first album's your best album because you've worked your whole life has gone up to that moment. And to me, perfection, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That album, man.
So in terms of like the lead, obviously we had Illmatic. It was written. I Am, Nostradamus.
Weak.
You think Nostradamus is weak?
Compared to the previous albums, it was really
yeah.
Right. Even the was it I Am and Illmatic? Yeah. Nah, that one don't compare, man. Not compare. Right. But it's not a bad album. But it's compared to those, it's not.
It's not on the levels, isn't it? Yeah, it's not on the levels. No, I agree, man. Shawn, listen, man.
I could come off my mute now, yeah.
Yeah, man. For some reason, you got echo.
I didn't know why.
I'll let you go ahead. Maybe turn down the volume a little bit because that might be a bit cause of echo. Just so it's not too loud.
Cool. Done. Is that better?
Turn it down. Yeah. That'll do for now. Just put it on mute every time we hear a thing. Just mute it, innit? But yeah, man. Let me come to you, man. I know you've been on your hip hop journey from early.
Yeah.
So now we're getting to two things. So we're getting to your favorite artist first, and then your favorite hip hop album of all time, and just your reasons why.
Well, you know the answer to these questions already. My favorite artist is Jay-Z. Yeah, that's my favorite artist. Yeah. My favorite album of all time, I don't think I would ever have an album to top it. It's going to be Reasonable Doubt by far. Yeah. And probably because I started listening to Reasonable Doubt at a particular time in my life when like things were hard, and that is a hustling album by far. So, boy, to just get into that kind of mindset to get through certain things in life, to make sure you're, I ain't selling drugs, don't get twisted, but I'm going to be trying to work hard to hustle and get my way up in life and stuff for that. And I think that's one of the reasons why. And then one thing that hit me as well, because I remember one time, Cav will remember these days when I used to drive all up to Manny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember listening to that album back to back. And I know that motivated some of my friends as well that was in that car to just, get their lives right and start hustling and start getting their money right. But yeah, no, that's I think it's got one of the best skill sets. It's got Biggie there on that album. And obviously 22 Twos and Coming of Age. Do you know what I mean? So that to me is one of my best album.
What's your favorite track off there?
My favorite track? Ooh. Dead Presidents is one.
I knew it was good. I swear to God, I was about to say Dead Presidents.
But Politics as usual as well. Politics as usual as well. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah.
An underrated track on the album is, for me personally, is Feeling It.
Yes.
Feeling It.
If you listen to the lyrics, you're feeling it as well. Listen, that track is got that's my number 2 album of all time, by the way. That.
That one checks all the boxes of all the stuff that you put up. This one, it checks the cultural impact, the sales, the lyrics. It checks all of them. 100.
It didn't even sell well though, innit? I think it's only recently gone platinum because it originally was like gold for a long time. But that's Jay-Z's baby, man. That's his baby, man.
That's when he was selling out the trunk, wasn't it? At the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So but I just also remember my brother showing it to me as well. And at that time I was probably 15, 14. I didn't even appreciate the album properly until I got older and I listened to it. I was like, this is gonna be my rule book for most of my life, for the beginning of this stage of my life.
Just a sidetrack off it quickly though. I don't, you don't probably know in it, but the Streets is Watching soundtrack that he did, with Dead Presidents 1 on there. and that tune in my lifetime. To me, in my lifetime, very few people know about that tune. You know, that tune is cold. Yeah, and I think Dead President 1 might be better than Dead Presidents 2. I don't know what you guys think, but for me,
have you had 3?
Heard, you know.
Yeah, I've heard 3. I've heard 3 as well. But 1 for me, I think it might just edge 2. You know, I think it might do. It might.
I won't argue with that.
I think the lyricism on 1, I think, is just edges it.
Yeah,
it just edges it. But yeah, man. For
that's
me,
my number ones.
I thought you'd have said your brother or your favorite rapper, Shawn.
Yo, don't show him this video, you know.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you know. D-Man, I don't know if you heard of the British rapper Mike JLC.
Yeah.
That's Shaw's brother.
Letter to my girlfriend and that. What?
Yeah. That's his brother, isn't it?
Yeah, don't start mentioning his songs as well. You're gonna make me like an idiot. Dirty phone calls coming through.
Yeah, my brother had his mixtape, man. My brother had his mixtape with that. Yeah.
Well done, Kev. You've mentioned him now. You're making him proud.
Yeah, I know. You won't be happy, but I might even get him on the next one. I might have to message him and get him on the next one still. And for me, why? Do you know what? It's my favorite hip hop album. Do you know what's crazy? Because the first album I think I listened to, I couldn't stop listening to, was Doggy Style.
I knew you was gonna say that one.
Yeah,
94. Gonna say that.
That was 90. Yeah, end of 93, 94. Doggy Style for me, like that time. Even though Illmatic was out around the same time, I think when I started listening to hip hop, it's weird because hip hop came from the East Coast, but I was a massive West Coast guy, like getting into hip hop. So that was probably the first album that I was playing over and over. But I'm not gonna pick that. I have to go with
Chris Cross.
Same Chris Cross.
I don't sleep on Chris Cross, you know, that's my childhood.
I
missed the bus. What? You're mad. I know all the way to them things, bro. Trust me, man.
But listen, I have to go with Reasonable Doubt as well, because I think that album, like BBK mentioned, that had everything on there, man. And I think just the way that he kind of rhymed with that kind of hustling ethic, but he kind of put the glitz and glamour into it as well. Do you get what I'm saying? With things like, Can't Knock the Hustle, the tune with Biggie, Brooklyn's Finest, 22
baby.
Twos. I didn't find any skits. My favorites on the album, I love Can I Live, I think. Can I Live is probably my favorite tune on the album. That and I also like Feeling It as well. I don't know, I just like, I love Feeling. That's the vibe. But do you know what? Because everyone kind of before him had like a big machine behind them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I think like Nas had like the Sony Columbia and Snoops, and then them guys had the Death Rows and things like that. And I think the fact that Jay-Z was Dame and Biggs kind of was shopping around for a deal, and it's like nobody really wanted them, so they thought, you know what, let's make our own label, so it was the fact that he wasn't just a rapper, but he was like a CEO. And while all the rappers around that time, 96, when he came out, a lot of rappers were kind of dealing with that kind of aggression kind of style,
Mm.
and he came with more of that laid back kind of but expensive kind of
them Rough
sound.
Riders, them DMX and them Rough Riders were hard and barking at everybody in New York. You know what I mean?
Jay made it believable, man. What he was talking about, he made you believe it. You know what I mean? Like it's just authentic.
It was cinematic, innit? It was cinematic. It made you feel like Shawn kind of said earlier, it made you feel like, you know, it made you get into that kind of mode. Yeah, it made you get into that mode. You know, like with like Can't Knock the Hustle, like I was saying, it kind of does that, like acknowledges that kind of grind over glamour kind of feel. The Evils as well. The Evils is another song, you know, another favorite of mine. That's like showing how, you know, a person's greed kind of, it's like there was so many subjects on that album that you could kind of take with you. And like I said, it just kind of, it was so cinematic. It was like movie-ish.
They call it Hustler's Playbook, innit? Hustler's Playbook.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And he kind of invented the whole double entendre thing was him.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? He was kind of like the
forefront,
the forefront of all that stuff like that. So yeah, I'd have to say that, man. Let's go on to the next question, which is another one I think it's thing. Are albums today judged too quickly? Can a streaming era album even become a classic? And if an album doesn't dominate for 5 to 10 years, can it still be considered a classic? D-Man, I'm gonna start with you on this one. Are albums today judged too quickly? Like, are we quick to say, yeah, that's a classic, only hearing it once and not even being out for 6 months?
I think the younger generation do. I think, you know, they hear 1 or 2 tunes on an album and it's a classic. You know what I mean? If they got one commercial hit on there, the album's instantly a classic. Yeah. If you put a collection of hits and nothing else in it, it's a classic, like a Drake or something like that, whatever. But the older heads who appreciate music and the artistry to it, I don't think we're that quick to call it a classic. You might say, you know, it's a banger, whatever, but we don't throw the word classic out too freely. You know what I mean? The last album I can think that people talk about could be a classic, which we could probably get onto, is the Clips. Yeah, the Clips' latest project. Yeah, because that was a great album. But it's too early to call it a classic because we don't know if it's standing the test of time yet. You know what I mean? So the streaming era, I think, takes away the whole, because it's microwave music, isn't it? End of the day, people they know if you make one tune for TikTok or whatever, you're gonna get the sales, and it's all about sales. You know, because you don't get much money for the stream per stream anyway, so you need to maximize it as much as possible. You know what I mean? So to me, I don't know. I don't see you go on social media and say, yeah, instant classic. There's no such thing as an instant classic. Classic means, you know, it's weird. You know, lasts the test of time, a significant period. I don't know about dominate though, because, you know, did Illmatic dominate when it came out? I don't think it did. Did it really dominate? The Reasonable Doubt dominate? Don't think it did. And what do you class as domination? You know what I mean? So is it chart success, notoriety? You know what I mean? What is it? Like, I don't know. So the dominating thing, I'm not so sure. Because you have like what do they call it? Underground classics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That not many, unless you're a proper hip hop head or a particular fan of that artist, you're not going to know about it. You know what I mean? So it depends, man. It depends. But yeah,
I agree. I think I think it is like you said with timing. Our generation classics are like you said, they stand the test of time. It's different. It's different meanings now, isn't it? Yeah. I would say to feel, because normally, like, I don't think I can think of a hip hop, apart from the Clips like you named. I don't think there's a hip hop album that's come out, I'd say, in the last 5-10 years that I really go back to like that. Whereas I still go back to Illmatic now. I still play Reasonable Doubt all the time. And
I mean, I would say some of Kendrick's stuff, you know what I mean? I think could arguably be called, you know, as classics. And some of them are less than 10 years old, I think. But again, a matter of opinion. I'm not talking about his last project. Last project was a great album. I'm not saying that's a classic or nothing like that. But I think, like, for me personally, one of my favorites is Damn, his album Damn. I think that's that's a great album. But it's up.
I prefer Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City is, but I don't know what year did that come out? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's more than that's a classic. That is a classic album. But I'm not sure what year.
Like 2012, I think.
Yeah. So if you're talking about last 10 years, I don't know. But you're right. Yeah, there's not many. There's not many,
man. What about you, Shawn? Go on, sorry.
No, go on, Shawn.
Oh, me, boy.
No, I was going to say, do you think albums are judged too quickly? Do you think people judge them way too quickly and not really take time with them and sit on them for 6 months, a year, and really taking each bar, each,
verse and stuff like that? Well, I don't know. It's like, I feel we name some of our albums classics because of how they made us feel at the time. So for a younger person, certain tunes that have come out recently might be a classic to them, but for us, it's not going to be a classic, if that makes sense. So it's like, I don't know, except for the Clips album, I probably will class that as like probably a classic to me, but to some people, they might just go say, if that makes sense. So the streaming era, like I'm trying to read what you've just written, so the streaming era probably like, we are kind of quick to judge a tune quite quickly, because I'm not sure if you've come across some songs where you just like judge it and say, oh, that's cold, especially a Jay-Z one. Like, come on, we're Jay-Z fans. So some Jay-Z songs you hear and go, yo, that's cold. And you listen to about about what, a year later, you go, that isn't as cold as I thought it was at the time. I'm not sure if you had that experience where I've had, and like it's, I don't think you can judge a classic until a few years' time, basically. Like, you can't, because it's all based on, like, something sounds so good. Like, some albums sell a lot of money, but do you think Drake's got any classic albums which you'll say,
Nope.
And that sold enough. That sold loads of money. So, but going back into time, you listen to be like, he's got good songs, don't get twisted, but good albums. Nah,
it's
good
classic weird,
albums. Classic albums.
I remember back in the day, it's like with the classics and stuff, it was like classics were more albums that the culture kind of agreed on, or you open that, the Source magazine.
5 mics or the WXL,
Do you understand?
It kind of swayed your judgment a little bit. Yeah, the 5 mic thing. And remember, rappers used to get pissed if they didn't get 5 mics in the. I think Jay-Z quoted it in one of his things, isn't it? About he should have got 5 mics and all the things there. But listen, it's obviously there's nothing like that around to sway your judgment now, isn't it? But songs just come and go, albums just come and go. So it's a bit different. But I mean, just quick of the thing of the 5 mics thing. There's a couple albums that got like maybe 5 that I completely disagree with. Yeah, we get to it later, but there's a couple artists you probably will probably disagree with. But there's a couple artists who've had huge cultural, impactful albums that are called classics, and for me, they're just great albums, isn't it? But we'll talk about that a bit further on in the show, isn't it?
It's weird because now I think, because back then it was like there was loads of gatekeepers, isn't it? And I was watching I was watching like a Mano interview where he said like you had to literally go to the stations and kind of knock down the doors of the DJ thing to say, play my song. That it was a lot of gatekeepers, so things like that. But BBK, man, same question to you, really, man. Are albums judged quickly? Can the streaming era even be classics?
Yeah, I mean, albums and music all forms of entertainment are judged too quickly, just by the nature of the generation that we live in, like just instant, right? Instant gratification, instant. Even a footballer, if he doesn't bang in 2 weeks, he's a bust. It's all across the space. But if you look at the classics from yesteryear, you have to go back and look at how music was made. Man, them used to go for the studio and be in the studio for hours and hours with a producer, and going back and forth, bouncing that. Now, man, them just record some shit on Pro Tools, loop it around twice, and if it sounds good, you put it out. It's the fundamentals of how music was made was completely different, and there's a certain level of artistry that was around it, and then it shows that you can put a reasonable doubt in an Illmatic, a Stillmatic, and press play and just let it run. There's a huge generation gap between what we would call a classic and what today's kids will call a classic. And there's some common ground will have to be given there, because if it's mumble rap, it's void for me. It cannot be a classic if it's mumble. You have to actually use words. Like, I'm shocked when I tell young kids at my son's age and they're talking about rap, and I tell them that rap it's what does rap mean? What does the acronym mean? They don't know. I have to explain to them that it's rhythm and poetry. And then they're like, and these kids are, and they have an opinion. They have an opinion on this, that, and they don't really know the history of, rap and poetry and rhythm and blues and how they link and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think we'll see too many modern day classics. The streaming era, it's just reeks of just the shelf life of the music itself lasts. It's just here and it's gone. You know what I mean? And it doesn't stand the test of time, which is like the biggest marker of what a classic is. They still play Bob Marley's music in stadiums, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? And people still vibe to it. That's music transcends time. But yeah, we do it too quickly, but it's just a byproduct of the generation gap between us and the majority of the people who are consuming music now that are kids. Because our favorite rappers don't rap anymore. They don't put out albums for a reason. Because it's not going to land with the masses of these kids that are buying it. So if either they do the Molly music and the YouTube mumble rap, or they'll do a podcast and talk about it.
Because they're doing podcasts now, yeah. Some of them are very good. Some of them are very good.
There's no value in being a lyricist anymore. It's a lost art.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Nas is one of the few that he's still crafting. And
so remember, was it 2006 when Nas made an album and literally said hip hop was dead? Everyone laughed at him.
Yeah.
First they call you crazy, then they understand, because he was telling the truth. Because it's dead now, bro. Not dead, but we know what he meant.
Yeah.
Rap as we knew it, hip hop as we knew it, it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
It changed. Let's get into the next subject, man. This is one that has it's had the majority of artists talking lately. Fat Joe had some things to say on it. Joe Budden had a few things to say on it, and that is, J. Cole. We got to get into it, man. J. Cole, does stepping away hurt his competitive legacy? Obviously, we know the beef with Kendrick, and he apologized and everything. Can he still be considered to be in the so-called top three? Does the top three even the top three exist? If he bowed out of the battle, So yeah, man. Let's get into J. Cole, man. Let me come to you, Shawn, first. Obviously, we know at the height of the battle, J. Cole is smart because he releases an album called Might Delete Later. Brings out a tune dissing Kendrick, and then he deletes that track. Goes on stage, obviously apologizes. He just says, listen, he'd rather bow out of that and lose that than lose a brother, But then there's a lot of people saying you can't now come out and say, you're the best and you're this and you'll take anyone's head off. And just like the tune with Benny the Butcher, you kind of made a reference in that track to say, listen, you take anyone's head off, best rapper alive and all this stuff like that. A lot of people are saying, him backing out of the beef. Does backing out of the beef make him seem soft? does that take away his card? What do you think?
Nah, I don't think it takes away his card. I don't think backing out the beef. Personally, I don't think it took his card out of him. It's J. Cole's, to me, to be honest, and this might seem controversial, but I prefer him to Drake and probably even Kendrick. Some people might hate me for that, but I prefer him to those other two. So it's like for him to back out of the beef, like I just saw that as like him being mature. So like for him, just like, I don't know, I've always kind of like that kind of side of J. Cole, that deep thinking kind of thing that he does, you know, riding the bike in the middle of a street kind of thing. So I see that was just mature. I still see him as one of the top three, to be honest, for that era. But yeah, I would still consider him for the and being mature for doing that, because he, like he said, he will lose a brother, so he didn't want to lose a close friend just over a couple of, you know, stupid words.
Obviously, we know the beef. It got to a point where I think, well, we did think Nas and Jay-Z was irreparable. We never thought we'd see Gucci and Jeezy do a verses together, things like that. Like, so people saying they don't think the Kendrick and Drake thing is repairable.
Yeah, but those two seem like they hated each other though. Like Kendrick and Drake, they like, or Kendrick seemed like he hated Drake.
Yeah,
like he had a personal thing against him from what he said. It's like Pusha T go back together with Drake. You just know that's just not gonna happen.
But do you think for the sport though? Do you think knowing J. Cole's kind of attitude and everything, they know his character, they know he's not a malicious guy. So do you think for the sport he could have just still kept it going just for the sport, knowing that they know possibly he wouldn't take it to that deeper level that, you know, that it kind of went to?
I think he had a feeling that it might have been going to that deep level. That's probably the reason why he backed out, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So he might have thought, yeah, this is gonna go, because he probably heard what them were saying to each other, or what they were gonna start dropping. He's like, yeah, nah, this is gonna go too deep, but I'm just gonna back out of this one. You know what I mean? So because those, like, come on, like, one called the other, that kind of stuff, you know. So
it got harsh, but then we've had harsher beefs before. You know, is that being personal? Would you say that's a part of rap beef, D man? Like,
yeah,
the way.
I think the way Kendrick went at Drake and the stuff he said about him, I think that's part of the sport. That the moment that Drake, you know, mentioned his misses and all them things, there, all gloves are off, innit? Like, it is what it is, and you have to be able to take it. If you're going to give it, take it. But I think with J. Cole, I don't think it hurts his legacy in terms of, you know, his standing in the game. But I agree that he can't be talking about, I'm that guy. You know, I am that guy. I was taking one's head off when you backed out of the beef. Now, this whole thing about not wanting to lose a brother, listen, it's Kendrick and J. Cole in it. They're not gonna, lives are not gonna be lost. They know they're both very talented lyricists. I think they can go back and forth. But I think J. Cole was thinking, he knows that Kendrick wouldn't stop. Yeah, Kendrick is the type he's a psychopath, innit? He's gonna keep going until you're dead, innit? So I don't think J. Cole wanted to step into that arena. Yes, he could probably compete with him for a few rounds in that, because the track they released was pretty decent, to be fair. But I think he knew that Kendrick, he ain't stopping. He's not stopping. So maybe it was a smarter move, but I would have liked to see them go back and forth, because it would have been a better battle than, well, a more competitive battle than Kendrick and Drake, because Drake went into that ill prepared and got stomped on in it. But I would like to see it. But it's going to be interesting to see what he comes out with his next project, how he approaches it. If there's going to be any bars about he's this, he's that, he's the third, where he knows he's going to get questioned, he's going to get called out about it. But let's be honest, in terms of his standing in the game, in the big three, first of all, Kendrick's number one. But other than Drake, there's no one else that can really chat to them. So he's always gonna be there or thereabouts, isn't it? He's gonna have his loyal fans ain't gonna change anyway. He's not gonna lose any sleep over that. So no harm, no foul in it. But from a neutral point of view, we would like to see them go at it, innit? It would have been good to see what transpired, but
so you think that, because a lot of people be saying as well, they're like, the big three, they think it's just a myth. It's just something that was made up.
Well, it's made up, but really and truly, they are of this generation, that generation. Who else is talking to them? You know what I mean? But like Kendrick said, there's no big three, it's big me in it. Like Kendrick wanted that crown and he took it. Like the whole big three thing. All right, you had Jay-Z and Nas, the top two, whatever. You had Biggie and Tupac at one point, whatever. But they needed something for this generation to hang on to. And listen, Kendrick was probably the most talented. Drake was the highest selling one, and Kendrick somewhere in J. Cole somewhere in between, innit? So it made sense to have three in it. But yeah, it's not. I mean, in terms of the whole hip hop standing, they're not big three in it. They're not. But this generation, I think that they needed it. They needed something to hold on to, innit?
This is what Nas meant when he said hip hop was dead. Because back in the day, we wouldn't have to be having this conversation. You back out of a beef, you're done. That's it. This was part of it. This was part of the bigger. It's dead.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know what I'm saying? The thing with, right, like J. Cole, he belongs there based on his lyrical ability. The boy can rap. And the wordplay is badass. But the thing is that I know J. Cole, right? If you Google J. Cole, you'll see he grew up in a place named Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah. That's the base that Fort Bragg. I spent 12 of my 24 years in the military. It's like they touch. He comes from the typical American black soldier who goes to Germany, finds a wife. You know, it's common. Right? So we know J. Cole. He used to work at this bar named Speakeasy. Everything you said is right, Cap. He is not that guy to go into the mud. He's a nice dude, bro. And he's 40 years old. You know, when Nas and Jay-Z was going at that, Nas was 28. You know, you have more appetite for the fuckery when you're young. When you're a 40-year-old man, you're married with kids, you kind of really don't want to. He can go in the studio, they put on a beat and he rip Kendrick to shreds and they go back and forth. But the appetite for it is not there. And another part of it, another layer is most people know, even though they won't admit it, that the big three, if you will, is the last of a dying bunch. And this would have probably been the last classic rap battle we've seen for a while because the rest of them are shit. They're just so like. But I hear your point, Cav, when you say for the sport. Could he have, you know what I mean, for the sport? Because I don't think we'll ever see this part of the game where you have two of the best, deservingly, based off their lyricism and their cultural impact, go at it. So part of it, I think, is they just want one last one because we know it's dying. And we want something to.
I'm sure there'll be another beef there with some mumble rap somewhere, something.
But no one will care, though, innit? No one's gonna care.
Yeah, we won't understand it, but be there.
Yeah. This generation, man. And plus, they tell on one another. You know, they tell.
Yeah, it's true.